6 months into Sir Keir Starmer's premiership, Labour's loss of 33 council seats, a net loss of 27, contrasts sharply with Margaret Thatcher's initial success in 1979 when her Conservative Party gained 153 council seats after the general election. This dramatic divergence highlights the precarious position Starmer's government finds itself in, even as it grapples with the legacy of an appalling Conservative rule under Liz Truss and Sunak. Baron Hayward's analysis paints a sobering picture for Labour. Since their landslide victory in July, Labour has seen a marked erosion of support, particularly in by-elections for seats precariously and previously considered safe. With a turnout of less than 20% in some areas, the decline appears rooted in voter apathy, disproportionately among Labour's base. Starmer's contentious policies, including tax hikes on farmers, education, businesses, benefit cuts for pensioners, seem to have alienated key segments of the electorate. Meanwhile, the Conservatives have enjoyed a net gain of 24 council seats, bolstered by a sharp reversal of fortunes in areas where Labour once held sway. And Reform UK, the Lib Dems and the Greens have also capitalised on Labour's stumble, suggesting a broader fraction of support for the governing party. The governing party, Labour, is fracturing, is losing support. Thatcher's early local election success in 1979 reflected a public optimism buoyed by her decisive victory and promises of of economic renewal. Starmer's tenure, by contrast, has been marked by what Lord Hayward describes as abnormal antipathy, with no honeymoon period to soften the blow. While Thatcher's popularity waned over time because of divisive policies, her initial gains were a testimony to her ability to channel the momentum of her electoral win, a feat Starmer has yet to replicate and looks pretty doomed to fail. The scale of Labour's losses points to a deeper malaise within the party. Voter disillusion is evident in the low turnout and the increasing swings against Labour in recent months. If replicated at a general election, Labour would see a reversal of its historic gains, with more in common estimating the potential loss of nearly 200 parliamentary seats. As the local elections in May loom, Labour faces mounting pressure to address its sliding popularity. The narrative of tough decisions may appeal to policy wonks, but has yet to resonate with the electorate. Starmer's leadership will need a recalibration to convince voters that Labour can deliver on its promises, lest the party finds itself outpaced not only by the Tories, but by smaller challengers seizing the opportunity to fill the vacuum. Now, arguably, Starmer's policy may be to get all the nastiness out in the open as fast as possible so that he can spend 4 years being Mr. Nice and securing the votes to come back again for another 4-5 years. That may well be the plan, but events, dear boy, take control of any plans in politics, and this marked contrast between Starmer and his early struggles and Thatcher's triumphant start underscores the challenges Labour faces in sustaining momentum and winning over a sceptical electorate. Of course, it is worth pointing out that in 1997, following his decisive landslide election in 1997, Tony Blair then lost 476 council seats in the May local elections. Despite that, the party maintained a strong position overall and the sense that it was achieving something, as the losses were seen as a correction perhaps following Labour's landslide general victory that year. It's worth noting that mid-term local election losses are a common phenomenon for governing parties in the UK, and that this probably shouldn't be seen as something that is particularly surprising. But the lack of a honeymoon period for the present government is astonishing. There was none.